Always talk to a guy who loves his mom. It's very important. It's very important. That's the #1 tip on how to be happy when you're single. Talk to a guy that likes his mom, because he'll probably like you too, hopefully. Look, my shirt says inspiration of the day myself. I did plan that out for this video. Do you guys like my braids? My Pippi Longstocking braids? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, hello, how are you doing? I'm Jordan. And if you're not new here, I literally never film anymore, and I say that almost every video, but this year is my senior year, and today was my first day of school in college, and I have never been more excited in my life. Clearly, I'm sure by the title y'all know what video this is, but I wanted to do a video for you guys, not necessarily about my breakup or breakups really in general. I want it to be more fun, because I feel like there's this stigma over breakups that they're so horrible and they're evil, and that anyone going through them is just super depressed. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, when I was going through my breakup, it was very hard and I was sad, but there were such good moments, and I think today I want to do a video on just things I can touch on and kind of do tips on how to be happy when you're single. Kind of stole this video from Allegra Shaw. She's one of the YouTubers I watch a lot, but she made a video, and I remember watching it when I went through my breakup, and I was just like, wow, like she's so amazing, like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do her tips to be happy, and they kind of help. So now I'm doing kind of my own rendition and maybe my own tips, or you know, my own flair to it. But Red Bull break. But yeah, these are just my tips and tricks on how to be happy when you're single and how to just kind of make it a good time, because it's very hard to do that, and it's very hard to get through it. If you're new to my channel, if you're not new to my channel, my breakup is something that I don't really touch on very much, and something I don't talk about really on social media platforms, although I know some people are like being like, we've seen tweets, shut up. But okay, I've made mistakes, and basically, I was in a relationship for like 4.5 years with my high school sweetheart. It was amazing, awesome, and we ended, so that sucked. It was going into my junior year, so I'm going into my senior year now, so it's been about a year since we broke up. And life has been a struggle bus. It has not been easy, it has not been fun always, but definitely been having a good time, and I love being single, and there's a reason why I'm still single a year later, and there's a reason why I want to be single for another year. I want to tell you guys on why I like being single, and kind of tips on what you can do to, you know, like I said before, have a good singlehood. Okay, so the first tip I have for you guys, the most important tip to do when you go through a breakup and you're being single, as a Pringle, you want to focus on yourself. That's like the first thing you want to do. It can be very tricky and very hard, just because it's something you probably haven't done in a while. You've focused on yourself, but you've always had this other person to kind of focus on too, and same with them. So you want to kind of take the time to, you know, focus on yourself, reflect on who you want to be, who you are. Especially if you were in a relationship for a long time. I definitely know the feeling of kind of losing yourself, and when I got out of my relationship, I was like, I don't even know who I am without him, so how do I get through that? So I took a lot of time and went through a lot of, you know, crappy moments to kind of figure out like, oh, this is who I am. I'm Jordan. Like, I'm loud and I'm obnoxious, and I love that about myself, and I say crazy things and I do crazy things, and that's something I actually like take pride in. I think that's something, you know, that I like. I did an internship. I you know, went through school, have been focusing really hard on my classes, because I was truly wanted to focus on myself and focus on where I want to be, which leads me to my next tip, is focus on the next chapter of your life. This is the first time you get to just focus on a time in your life without them in your life, so, or without, you know, someone in your life guiding it. So focus on the next chapter. Where do you want to be? Do you want to move somewhere? Maybe you want to move like overseas. Maybe you want to go explore Europe. Maybe you want to move to a city. You know, these are things that you can finally think about. So think about that next chapter in life. Where do you want to be, and where do you see yourself? Especially if you're my age in college, going into your senior year, going into junior year, even just starting your freshman year, like, this is a time to think about, you know, your next few years of being young and fun, and just focus on where you want to be after that. young and fun, leading me into my third tip here, which is have a lot of fun. This is something I have enjoyed being single. Okay, my Red Bull again. I love being single because it is so much fun. And it, like, being in a relationship is fun, but being single, you know, if you've been single, it's a different kind of fun, especially when you're 21 and you're allowed to go out and go to bars and stuff. It is like a different atmosphere. You just get to be with yourself and be with your friends and just like go have a ball, do whatever you want. I visited like all my friends at different universities. I went on different weekend getaways, visiting people. Like, I did whatever I wanted and I just had a blast. Like, I've had the best time of my life. And you can either look at a breakup in a negative way or you can look at it as a positive. Like, you get to now go be with yourself and do what you really want to do and have fun and just like relish in it, you know? Because then you get with someone and it's like still fun, but you're like, like I used to do this, but they don't really like that much, so maybe I won't do that anymore and we can go find something else to do together. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like compromise in relationships. You don't have to do that when you're single, so you get to just go be a crazy little nutball and go have like the best time ever. So if you're in college, go to the tailgates, go to visit different clubs, like join different clubs, join a sorority, do anything, like literally just have the time of your life, because it is the time of your life. The fourth tip, for one of my favorite numbers, 4. Something I always tell people, I remember Allegra mentioned this in her video, but something I always tell people when they get out of a relationship, I'm like, please remain single. Like, please be single and don't jump into something new. I think when you're single, you really need time to be single and to be alone, and you need to be okay with yourself. Just, especially if you were in my shoes or you were in a relationship for a long time, I think it's so important to like be on your own and do things alone and understand yourself alone before you can even understand yourself with someone else. Especially if you were dating really young, you kind of grew up with that person, and then when you got out of it, you didn't really know who you were, so you need the time to be alone. You need time to figure yourself out and, you know, do things alone and love basically being alone. You really have to do that before you can even move on with someone else. I had hard time, you know, sleeping alone. I had a hard time going to the grocery store alone, going to the gym alone. I had to relearn all of that. I was like, how am I supposed to go to the grocery store without someone next to me grabbing the bananas for me too? You know, like, it's just things you have to learn to be alone, and you have to enjoy it. And I love being alone, being with your thoughts. It's something that you really have to learn to be with. And I think it's super important. So don't jump into anything new, you know, if timing is right or something and you randomly meet, you know, the man you're gonna marry. I'm not saying don't go do it, but I think it's highly important to try and just tell yourself to remain single. And then when you're done being alone, this is also a great time to spend time with friends and family. This is something I neglected in a relationship, and you know you've seen those couples who are obsessed with each other and they're like all over each other, they only hang out with each other. We all know those people. I was that person. I was literally addicted to my ex. We would like only be with each other, and I forgot what it was like when I got out of it. I was like, oh my god, I have family and I have friends. Like, where did they come from? Just spend time with your friends, spend time with your family. If you're in school, definitely friends is a huge thing. My friends are probably all watching this, and you guys know you guys have been the biggest saviors in my life, and your friends really do help you get through a lot of stuff. If you have as good a friend as me, they'll listen to you complain way more than you should and listen to you say the same thing over and over and over again and still sit there somehow and not walk away when you're talking. Friends and family are amazing, and they're really going to help you, you know, just be happy when you're single. They're such good company, so keep them around, you know. Remember who was really there in the beginning, you know. The 7th tip I have for you guys, Salvation Sister, at Katie. The 7th tip I have, it's really my favorite one on this whole thing, and my friends are gonna die, but flirt and date as much as you can. You're single. You have no one on your back anymore. You have no one texting you. When are you gonna be home? Why are you out so late? Is someone talking to you? Is someone flirting with you? You don't have to worry about that anymore. So flirt and date as much as you can. This is the time that you can. I remember, in all seriousness, my mom was like such a huge, I hate when your necklaces like do this. I never know. I'm like, get over here. I remember my mom, one of the best tips she gave me when I was, you know, really sad, she sat me down and she goes, you know what you need to do when you're ready is date more. She goes, you're with someone for so long, you need to date more, and you need to flirt with people, and you need to get to know, you know, your tastes and preferences. She was like, the one thing I wish I could still do, or wish I would have done more when I was younger, was date more. And she was like, you know, if you just talk to one guy your whole life, do you really know what you want or what you like? You don't. So this is such an important time in your life, especially when you're still young, or even if you're not young, who cares? Whatever age you are, whatever person you are, this is a time to just, you know, take the time and flirt with people, date people, talk to different people, get to know different people. I've definitely had my fair share of people that I've talked to for a couple months, or talked to for a month, or, you know, I've had longer things, shorter things, but each person like helped me get to like, okay, I liked this about them, now I need to go find someone like that and like this, and you kind of get to know like, oh, I liked that type of personality, or I didn't like that, like I don't want anyone like that, that one was annoying, or this one was great but he had, you know, mommy issues or something. Flirting and dating, it's definitely something you need to do. I need to date more. I flirt, but I don't date a lot because dates are so uncomfortable. I totally get it. They're so awkward. You have to sit there at dinner and then you're like trying not to get spinach in your teeth, and it's like, if you do, then they're like, you have spinach in your teeth, and you're like, oh great, like now I look like a weirdo. The last tip I have on here, I don't even know what number I'm at, so hopefully you guys have been counting and writing them down, is to be sad if you need to. This video has been kind of riled up, but be sad if you need to, seriously. I've been out of my relationship for a year, and if I'm gonna be honest, there are still times where I get sad, you know, or I get upset, or I miss having someone, you know, you're like going to bed, you know, your phone is not lighting up like that Taylor Swift song, no one's texting you, no one's talking to you, and you're just kind of feeling lonely, and you're just like, damn, like this sucks. It's okay to feel like that. I've had that actually, like I just kind of got over it. I was pretty upset for like weeks, like, and I just couldn't shake it, and it sucked, but I ended up getting through it, and I cried a million times, and I've embarrassed myself, and sometimes you just need to cry in the middle of a bar, or do something stupid, or feel sad. It's okay to cry, it's okay to be upset about it. The one tip I can tell you is you can be upset over the breakup, and you can miss someone who is in your life, but you can't hope that they're ever going to be back in your life, because if you keep hoping that they're going to be back in your life, it's not good for you, because they might not ever be back in your life, and you need to kind of understand that and be okay with that. But it's okay to be sad about that. It's okay to be upset that that person might never be back in your life, but I promise you, you're single now, and there's going to be a lot more people who come into your life who make it amazing. I have so many friends. I have so many people in my life who either want to punch me in the face half the time or hug me half the time, but they're awesome, and they literally are my ride or dies, and they're my people, and y'all know who you are if, you know, y'all know who I'm talking about. Anyways, those are, you know, the final tips and tricks to be happy when you're single, you crazy gooses, you crazy gals, boys, you know, whatever, whoever's watching this video. No, but in all seriousness, I'm kind of back to the tube. Hopefully I'll be doing makeup videos. I just got my eyelashes done. I don't know whether you guys can tell, but I'm actually really excited about them. So I might be doing a makeup video with them on, but I have to wait 48 hours for the glue to like simmer and set in, you know what I'm saying. But that's it. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in to this video. Yeah, and I love you guys, and it's been real.